Hey everyone, this is Alex from ninjateacher.com out here in Vietnam. You can see this awesome view behind me in Ho Chi Minh City, and I'm joined here by Yevato, who lives out here, and we're just gonna have a quick chat about what it's like living out in Vietnam and get some of his experiences and maybe tips and advice about coming to live out here. So welcome and nice to have you in the video.
안녕하세요. 예바토입니다. Xin chào. An la Yevato. So that was in Vietnamese and Korean. Anyways, yup. Thank you for inviting me to this interview. It's an honor to meet the ninja teacher, Alex Stevenson himself. I have so much respect for this guy. Man, we just had a great conversation over lunch, and we were talking about living abroad, you know, where we come from and what our passions are. And actually, Alex has a really good program going here, because I've been living abroad for like 6 years now in Vietnam, exclusively in Vietnam, traveled all over the world. And actually, Alex's program, teaching English abroad, you know, that's a great stepping stone. That's a great way to sort of get your feet wet and learn about what life is like outside of the modern / Western world. And you guys should definitely take that plunge. I remember when I was 24 years old, graduated from college, hated my job. I simply hated it. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to live in America anymore. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should sort of venture out, because, you know, life in America for me, you know, I'm from the suburbs, Orange County. It was very boring, you know. I would go to my job, go back home, you know, during the weekdays, watch some TV, drink a few beers. Friday nights, you know, we might go to like LA, a few more beers, call it a night, you know, just chill. And I was like, when is this gonna end, right? So what I did was I moved to Vietnam, and let me tell you guys, it's really interesting. It's an adventure. Every day there's something new. You're meeting different people from all over the world. You're meeting people who are so interesting, so passionate about life. And to be among those people, someone like Alex, you know, it's like a breath of fresh air, guys. It's really an honor to meet a guy like this. So you guys, do take that plunge. Life will indeed be that much more fun once you guys get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. I mean, it might seem scary at first, and believe me, you know, when you're first going abroad, you're gonna have a lot of experiences in which you're just like, you know, like, this is kind of scary, or you know, beep, you know, like, why did I leave? And that's because those are the growing pains, like, of going abroad. Once you go abroad, you're gonna be out of your comfort zone, and things are gonna make you feel uncomfortable. But in the long run, you're gonna thank those growing pain experiences, and you're gonna become a more mature person. You guys, take that plunge. Teach English for about a year. You know, it's not something that, you know, Alex nor I suggest that you do forever, but it is an experience. It's an adventure. It's a year of your life, you know, meeting people, and it's just a great stepping stone towards another more interesting, adventurous future.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm just gonna, like, I don't even have to ask you anything. You're doing this whole video yourself. You know, it's awesome that you're saying all the things that I agree with, and you know, it's basically, if you guys have watched many of my other videos, you'll know that we're talking about very similar things. And I think it's fantastic that, you know, I've done South Korea, where you're originally from, and also, you know, now here in Vietnam, where you've been living for 6 years. And one of the great things about living in a foreign country is the stuff you've been talking about. Is just like experiencing a new culture, getting a sense of, you know, like what life is like outside of your little bubble. So I want to ask you just a couple of quick questions. So you've been out here for 6 years. So maybe you could just give us a quick background of like how you came to be here, and you know, what it's been like since you arrived? And because I know you mentioned before that you love it out here and you've been here for such a long time, and maybe you could just explain to the viewers what it is about it that's made it so great for you.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I actually came down to Asia, the reason was I had a failed business, and that business failed, and I was like, and at that time, California, we had that whole housing crisis, and people were really struggling, and I was one of them as a small business owner, and I was like, okay, America really isn't doing it for me as a small business owner, and I thought, you know what, let's just start all over again. Let's just clear my mind, because it's a devastating experience for a business to not work anymore. I mean, it was making, it was sustaining itself, but it wasn't exciting. And I was like, okay, I got to get out there, clear my head. And at that time, I was in my late 20s, so I still had that opportunity. And this is something that I want to mention. It gets harder as you grow older, to actually just get out of your comfort zone, because you get used to it. It's easier when you're younger. You have less to lose. And at that time, I still had that opportunity, even with a child. And I left. I was like, okay, let's pack our bags.
So you brought your whole family over?
My whole family, wife, kid. And I was like, let's go out there. Let's explore. Let's see what's out there. What opportunities are out there. And I came to Vietnam. And I'm so thankful that I was actually able to leave that whole existence, because when I go back home and I talk to a lot of my friends that I had known before, like, they're still like living in their little bubble, and they're just like, and at times, like, I can't seem to communicate with them, because it's like because for the years that I've been here, I've accumulated so many different experiences, learned so many different things, and I've learned different business methods, and it just really opened up my mind. However, when I go back home, I feel like a lot of my peers they're just kind of in their same existence, living the same way, which is okay. I'm not judging that, but I mean, if I had to sort of materialize concretely what my experiences were in here in Vietnam, I've traveled to over like 10-15 countries.
Nice.
I've stayed at beautiful resorts. I've had wonderful types of food. I have quick access to Japan. I have quick access to Korea. I have quick access to Thailand. An hour, okay? Think about an hour flight. An hour flight from where you guys are is probably, Texas, right? For me, it's another country. It's exciting. It's just, Southeast Asia is really an exciting place to be. You have wonderful food here, and a lot of you guys are thinking, and that's sort of it's easy to assume that being in Vietnam, like, you're gonna miss a lot of the things that you have back home, such as like food. In Vietnam, can you get food, Western food, that is as good as the food where I'm from or where you guys are from? But it's actually like it's really good here. Like, the Western food, like, is, if not better. I've had better burgers here, and it's the world civilization, guys, is growing outside of your little bubble, and to experience that, to see like modernization outside of America or wherever you guys are from, it's exciting. It's yeah.
That's one of the interesting points I was thinking about when I was riding my motorbike here to meet up with you guys, and I was like going through the crazy traffic. It's kind of crazy on a motorbike. It's chaotic, and to an outside observer, you would think anyone driving on those roads is absolutely insane, but there's a kind of organized chaos to it. But that's kind of Vietnam in my mind. Is like, if you look behind us, you can see Batexo Tower and the modern skyline. And then if you look lower down, there's these like old-fashioned like box French colonial style architecture, and it's all mixed together. So it's like this really cool combination of modernity and old school, and it's got the vibrant culture plus the modern growing aspects. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, I just want to maybe just to get more of a idea of, you know, you mentioned some of the experiences you've had. I mean, you've probably got a lot after 6 years out here. Maybe you could just tell us if you have any quick stories about something that you experienced here that you never had back home, or something that was interesting from the time out here.
Wow, so many experiences, but above all, the travel. The ability to travel from country to country. Like if, let's say, you're in Korea, you have you have a better opportunity to travel to, say, China, Taiwan, Japan. The travel is by far the most exciting aspect of living in Asia. Another thing is, you know, you meet a lot of interesting people abroad, in Asia, who are very adventurous. That was another thing that was very exciting to me, and I'm still meeting people, you know. And another thing is the food. The food is, you know, you have so many different types of food, which is very interesting, and it's never ending. Like, you know, for instance, if when I was back home, like the menu kind of ended. You know, I've had that before. Here, it's like, whoa, what's this? You know, it's out of nowhere. You know, I'm trying new, different types of food. And seeing the growth of Vietnam from what it used to be 6 years ago to how it's modernized, and it's really fast forwarding, to see that growth is also very endearing. And, you know, having a circle of friends here whom I trust and hang out with on a regular basis, you know, we have that similar frame of mind, and it's always good to have that fraternity, if you will, with my friends.
Yeah, and it's nice having that community of other foreigners, as well as, you know, it's possible to meet locals and become friends with locals, but there's also other people who are from your home country or other countries that have more similarities, I suppose, and you can meet them out here. And yeah, I mean, those are some of the same things for me. Just to give a quick example for myself, just the day-to-day experience of my life is like, I can go from jumping on my motorbike and driving through the crazy traffic like I mentioned, and then get off my motorbike and go into like this pristine, awesome, modern cafe and like have a cappuccino.
Make sure you guys check out Alex's website. He will give you a more veteran approach to living abroad. If this is the first time you're actually taking that plunge to go out there, make sure you follow Alex's footsteps. Check out his website. Also check out my channel, Yevato, for some awesome videos about what life is like in Vietnam. And I think, you know, we can collab again. I think it'll be a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome hanging out, man. And check out Yevato's channel. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video, this channel. And yeah, we'll be putting out some more videos soon, and hopefully we can hang out again. So thanks so much for joining and chatting to me and sharing your experiences. So cheers, man, and
Thank you.
speak to you soon.
Thank you for inviting me.
Cheers, guys.